Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Yes, we're back once again. Pre-season's over. We didn't even have a pre-season, so I don't know why I'm saying that. We're back. It's season 10. Double digits, baby. CRL hits double digits, and this is tier 2. We're back to having just 4 tiers. But I'll tell you who is back. It's Mr. AFL as my co-host.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're looking forward to another season 10 of Cone. I'm looking forward to commenting on these guys. Few new faces, a few old faces. Yeah, looking forward to tonight and the season ahead.
I'm looking forward to it as well, AFL. The boys are taking to Jeddah this evening. We took to it on Monday night, so we know how they're probably feeling right about now. But we're back. Me and you got renewed for another season, mate. They wanted us back as comms.
We must be doing something right then.
Clearly, I mean, you got voted as the runner-up commentator of the season.
Oh, who won?
I can't remember, but as co-host, you came runner-up.
Oh, fair play, I'll take that. Didn't even know.
I don't care who came first. All I care about is that you came second. So, I came joint third, so you did better than me, apparently. The people want AFL.
Thank you to everybody who voted. I mean, I didn't even know there was a vote. That's how much I pay attention. But yeah, I try and do my best anyway. I'm not perfect, but I always try and do my best.
Well, I certainly hope you are going to be paying attention tonight, AFL. We've got 20 minutes of qualifying and 25 laps of racing around Jeddah, one of the fairly new circuits on the calendar.
Yeah.
It's swiftly become one of my favourites in the game and obviously in real life. It's a very quick circuit. However, one false move and your night could pretty much be over.
Yeah, as I found out with 3 laps to go on Monday.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame, but I think you hit the target. So if you did finish in the points, I think you're the class points.
I think I finished 13th,
mate. I got back to racing ways at long last. It looked like me and the wheel finally have a bit of a love-hate relationship going on. I managed to finish 8th on Monday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, a bit of a better season for me this year. But let's talk about the Tier 2 boys. We have got a very mixed grid this season. So this is essentially from last season. It is a mixture of the old Tier 3 boys and Tier 2 boys. And, believe it or not, one of the Tier 4 boys, yes, the champion from Tier 4 last season, Harry Palmer, is in Tier 2. Now, that is not a sentence I thought that I'd be saying anytime soon. Obviously, we've raced alongside him in previous seasons, you before me, obviously then me after you, having him as a teammate. And now look at him, AFL. He's all grown up and he's racing in a higher tier than the pair of us.
Yeah, but it just shows how much time and effort he's put into it as well. And he's fully deserving of it. And obviously not being biased at all, him being an ex-teammate, somebody that's helped me a lot but I hope he does really well, because he does deserve it.
Well, we will find out, that is for sure. We've got 12 weeks ahead of us, and it is a very interesting calendar this season as well. A couple of tracks on there I'm not particularly fond of, however, it's a good calendar nonetheless. One track that I am looking forward to out of all the tracks that are on the calendar, because nobody here will really raced on it at all, is Las Vegas. Shoe goes fastest with a 126.9, and then Legend goes second fastest, 127. So the boys are all going to start coming in thick and fast now. Harry Palmer, that I was speaking about earlier, he's gone provisional P2. Right, here comes the Aston Martin next, and I believe that is a Tango. But I believe he's just starting his hot lap, and he is. Now, for those that are new to the AFL and Spider comms, you'll find that I'm pretty bad when it comes to qualifying, but main race is where I pick it up. But that's why I've got Mr. AFL to help me out.
Yes, I'm here for you. If you make any mishaps, any mistakes, I'm there to sort of pick it up. But no, you are good. You rarely make any mistakes or any issues like that. So.
Qualifying's that one bit I struggle with, because obviously everybody's coming across the line thick and fast, and it can be a bit hard to keep up with. But what I normally like to do is we'll have a talk about a few of the drivers, and then when the majority of the drivers have set their times, we'll go through them and then we'll go from there. So let's show a bit of love to 4-star. Now, last season, 4-star was in the championship battle. I believe he finished 3rd overall. Obviously, 4-star does his weekly TikToks or fail compilation video of the CRL crashes, and I greatly look forward to them every single week. And to the point where 4-star's kind of inspired me to do my own version of it for our tier AFL.
Yes, you have. Yeah, you've done one Monday night, which is quite good.
I've decided to, for those that haven't seen it, obviously on TikTok, after the actual Grand Prix happens, you get the memes from the so-and-so Grand Prix. I've decided to make my own about CRL, and I think that's quite funny, not to toot my own trumpet. But 4-star's videos, though, on the other hand, always top quality work from 4-star. Let's go and find somebody else to show and love to. So we're going to jump on board with someone who's in the car that I wish I was in this season. It's the one and only CRS, one of the head admins of Cone, who's about to set his first hot lap of the evening. Where can he go? Where's he going to be? P4, 127.2. What a corker of a lap. Bossman is also in the chat, Mr. Nathan Booth. He's about. You'll see him in Tier 1 very, very shortly. We'll also be racing at some point this evening. Right, we're jumping on board with one of my teammates who actually gave up some of his time earlier on in the week to help me around Saudi Arabia. He goes provisional P11, that is Ariel Barrow. And IRT Jet is the other Red Bull driver today who is filling in, I believe. No, Jet's not filling in. It's because I'm driver, it's Tier 1 driver I'm thinking of for Red Bull. No, we never thought we'd be hearing these words, AFL. I am a Red Bull driver.
I mean, you can sound happy about it.
Could I?
Yeah, you could.
I mean, the Red Bull team, to be fair, I feel like we have got a strong team. To be fair, though, across the 4 tiers, every team looks very strong on paper, no matter where you look. It's going to be a huge season for Cone. Vapor crosses the line in provisional P15. He goes 1 minute 28.3. He'll be looking to improve very, very shortly. Let's see if we can find someone who is on a hot lap at the moment. He's out and about. I believe the Will is in the Haas. The Will, I believe, is a previous champion here at CRL as well, but he's champion for them. Let's jump over to the champion section of the page. Trophy room. Good name, Link about Duel, yes, Duel, Season 3 champion, Tier 1 champion to be precise. Can Duel get another one with his name on it? Only time will tell.
I hate this track with an absolute passion. So
Yeah, I
don't
just want to touch
touch me
on what you
around
said
your
about
face with tears of joy.
obviously the quality that we have in Cone. I mean, it's just testament to guys, we have guys and girls racing for Cone. It just shows how good the quality is, as you mentioned, throughout the teams, the admins, the stewards, everybody's doing a fantastic job, and we're really hoping to push the level up even more. The drivers that we've got in there.
It was said, it was one of, obviously we dropped it back down to 4 tiers this season, purely for quality over quantity. Well, 5 tiers was fun last season, and I think we all are in agreement of that. Some of the things that happened later on in the higher tiers kind of put a bit of a dampener on it, so we've gone back to what we know, gone back to our roots, and gone back to 4 tiers, which I think is the perfect formula for now. Who knows, maybe one day in the future we may go back to 5 tiers, but for now I think 4 tiers is pretty much where it is at. IRT Jet is about to cross the line, currently no time on the board. Where's he going to go? He's going to go to provisional P19 with 139.2. I'm pretty sure he will improve on that at some point. Now, you were just saying that the stakes have been raised, AFL. Now, we have had a bit of a change to some of the rules this season. Obviously, your rule about the safety cars been implemented, which is obviously what you did with the car. I don't care what anyone says. You are the reason.
You guys can't blame me for this rule change. I'm sorry. I saw a grey area. And
you saw a grey area, went for it, which is fair enough, but now the rule exists because of it.
Well, it's not my fault. Somebody else should have gone for it as well.
Nah, it's when it comes to the rules this season, formation lap is back on, to much as the delight of quite a lot of drivers, and the delight of us as comms as well, because it gives us that lap to talk instead of just waiting. Let's jump on board with Hobbsy for a little bit, shall we? What's also been introduced, which is new for season 10, and it's something that you know that I'm waiting for with a passion. It's of course the fabled red flags. They are turned on standard. So if it's going to be seen anywhere, this will be one of the tracks.
Guys, can you hear the glee in his voice when he those two words, red and flag?
It's not that it's they're in the game for a reason. I don't think I've only ever seen one once in a single player career mode in Bahrain. I've never seen them again since. Actually, tell a lie. When I was doing testing for a different league, I had to force one. But naturally occurring one, I should say, I've only ever seen it once. And that was when Kevin Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo had a 3-car pile-up on that small straight, mid-track. Now Hobbsy's going to be looking at, I would say he was looking at, to improve his time. Unfortunately he has invalidated, so he's coming in again for now. I tell you what, let's go and show Tier 4 champ Harry Palmer somewhere, shall we? I believe he's on an in-lap, so we're not going to show him as much love as I was going to. So he's in an in-lap as well. Everyone's on an in-lap that I want to show some love to. Oh, there we go, an Alpha Tauri. Cole Paradox, he improves, he goes up to P7, 127.4, and Shadow Vapor has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Where's he to? I don't know if he just came out of the pit lane a bit too slow there, AFL, but he's been disqualified.
Not too sure. I was on board with Harry Palmer. I don't even know what's happened.
Well, I saw him when I was on board with the Alpha Tauri, and he was coming out the pits no problem. So I left the game's thought that he was gone a bit too slow. That's the only thing I can really think of. We do have a yellow flag in sector 3 for the other McLaren, and that is for Harry Palmer.
He's just
letting other drivers pass.
Yeah.
So we'll jump on board with his teammate for now, which is very
He stopped. And he's moving up down the Ferrari for him.
Yeah, on my map it shows that he's stopped as well. I don't think he's actually stopped though.
No, he is coasting.
No, he'll need to pick up the pace shortly.
Just trying to get a gap. Qualifying so far has been really tight between everybody that's qualified for that pin.
There ain't really a lot between.
Yeah, I was actually quite happy because that one particular moment it was a Williams 1-2, and obviously that's my team for the season. So hoping the Williams boys go well. Cross all tiers and especially tonight, but not being biased at all.
No. I know you're not being biased, but you're always going to cheer on the team that even you got designated for. Let's face it. I mean, I'm secretly deep down, obviously, I'm cheering on the Red Bull boys. So obviously, that's the team I'm in this season. But I've always got a soft spot for the Ferrari boys, obviously, because Ferrari fan. Obviously, it's where we were teammates together too. So you're always going to have that soft spot for a team that you are like deep down. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if Farrell is coming in this lap. He is. So let's jump on board with Scotty 34. I believe he is on a hot lap at the minute. He's currently sitting P6 for 127.2. I was speaking to him earlier before the session. I said, can I expect a win from you? And he said, not a chance. He's currently now gone provisional P5, 127.1.
I think obviously the final run is happening now. Just over 3 minutes to go in the qualifying session. I believe it will get very chaotic and jam-packed in the couple of minutes.
A lot of the boys putting on fresh softs as well. They're obviously saving their tyres. Now, Obviously, anything can happen in Jeddah. Obviously, a perfect race, it would be a medium to hard with no safety cars. But this is Jeddah. There's guaranteed to be a safety car. Or if you're a Tier 4 driver like us, there's guaranteed to be a VSC before turn 1.
I had the perfect strategy that race. I was just on the hard tyre, just eking it out as long as possible.
I made a bad call, so when I came into pit, I'd forgotten that I'd changed it from hard tyres to a new set of mediums. And I thought, oh, you know what, I could go all the way on a set of hards. And me being me, came into pit and didn't bother switching to hards. I left it as a medium, so I was forced to do a 2-stop. I reckon if I hadn't have done that, maybe, just maybe, things could have been different. But then again, there's a lot of things which happened in a Monday night session which could have been a lot different.
There's always hindsight in the end when you look back at it, but you know, it has happened now, it's in the past.
Yep, continue to look forward to the next race. Yeah. And next week, just a bit of a spoiler for people that are watching, next week CRL heads over to Hungary. Not a bad track to be fair, Hungary.
Yeah, nice track. Nice track. A lot of downforce needed there. Especially in the sort of middle and last sector due to a lot of the twists and turns. You still need a good lot of nice speed as well because you've got turn 1 and the run down to, I believe it's turn 4, turn 5, which is the end of the first sector, so you still need a good balance.
No, it's true with Hungary. It is, it can be very quick and very tricky at the same time. Ennis has apparently left the session. I don't know if that's because of Farrell picked up a 5 good place penalty. Hobbsy goes P9. Ooh, it's all going off in the final moments of qualifying. Freefall's gone, you know what, I've had enough. He's retired with 127.1. Maybe he thinks he's done enough to stay top 5. The thing is, a lot of people will now be on their hot laps as well. 4 stars on his hot lap.
McConey's on a lap as well. I'm just watching McConey through sector 1 now.
Yeah, stick on board with McConey. I'm going to stick on board with 4 star. So you're in the car in front of me, and I'm in the car behind you. So who's that going off into the distance? I think that was Hobbsy.
This is such a great track though. Once you're in quali trim and you're literally just throwing the car around, it's actually beautiful.
Yeah, when you get that perfect flow on this track.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so nice. Like, thanks to Farrell, I've now mastered how to take that chicane properly.
Literally. You don't take too much curb on the outside. Because if you take too much, then it's game over.
On Monday, Farrell joined one of my lobbies and literally went through all the corners with me. Stayed behind me, watched me go through all the corners, and literally told me where to start braking, where not to brake, and gave up some of his time. So a big shout out to Farrell, obviously going, it's going to help the community. Obviously, drivers now coming in. So Ennis is currently P3, McConey's currently P4, 4-star P6, and Mazel's P16. The drivers are now going to be starting to come in thick and fast. Jet's called it a day on P19 for Red Bull, so not something that we'd want to see, but oh well. The Mercedes is about to cross the line next to CRL Strauss. He goes P7. Drivers are all starting to come in thick and fast now. Harry Palmer P4, he'll be delighted with that result as his first time as a Tier 2 driver. Alpha Tauri, Carl sticks it on pole, 126.8, but DeWill goes, nah. Sorry, Carl, it's my time.
Oh no, shoe's got no. Shoe looks like he's broken his front wings, but no front wings.
I think he has. He's invalidated as well, so it'll just be a P3 for Shoe as it stands. Ennis has gone P4. I'll tell you what, a Williams second row, McLaren third row.
Yeah, it's looking good for those two.
I think AFL
work together.
I think that's all she wrote, mate. I think that's our grid. And obviously, Farrell's got a 5 grid place penalty as well, so it's... Right then.
All good.
Right, so we'll just go through the grid for the people at home. DeWill currently sits P1 with Paul. Well, it says currently sits P1, but look at the time between him and Carl.
3,000.
3,000 was a second. Carl P2, Shu P3, Ennis P4, Harry Palmer P5, War Daddy P6, Baconi P7, D-Morts P8, 3-4 P9, 4-star P10, Strauss P11 and Cole Bardox P12. They will be our point starters to begin with. Knowlesy 13, Hobbsy 14, Legend is P15, Farrell P16 with a 5 grid place penalty, so he'll be demoted all the way to the very back of the grid. Mazzles P17, Tangle P18, Jet P19 and Shadow Vapor DSQ. So maybe Farrell may start P19, but it's still a back row start for him. We've seen the quality AFL, we've seen what these boys can do. What are we expecting from today's race?
One thing I'd like to touch on just before we talk about the race is Harry Palmer and Ennis set the exact time, the thousandths of a second. Obviously, Ennis being above because he set the lap first.
Yeah.
If we've got anything to go by, then it's going to be very tight up top. But throughout the field, I think I maybe saw down to P12, maybe the gap from P12 up to P1 was only half a second. Now, round here, that's not a lot, to be honest. Half a second round here. So, yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to a good race, tight race. Strategy is going to be key. And hopefully the guys can make it through the first lap, because first lap without, I think first corner we had a VSC, so hopefully these guys fare better tonight than us on Monday. But yeah, looking forward to it, mate. What about you?
Yeah, so what's it called? It is going to be a interesting race. A lot of talent through this grid. I think this season, mate, me and you are going to be treated to probably the best fight for a championship. I reckon it could be anyone's game.
Forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. There's big names in this tier. This could be the goated tier this season, personally. I'm not just saying that because we're comms on it. I'm saying it because it's going to be... There's a lot of people here that are hungry for a championship. Obviously, Harry Palmer will be wanting to go 2 for 2. It could be done. I mean, starting on P4.
Yeah, it's a good showing from Harry, especially in his first session with these guys. He's not afraid to get his elbows out and stick it down the inside of somebody if he needs to. So yeah, I'm expecting big things from Harry.
Tire for every other tire, no doubt.
So I'm just looking in the paddock at the moment. Bit of a... Farrell's not happy with his 5 grid place penalty. So he's currently disputing it with one of the stewards. We'll keep you updated on that as it happens, but we'll see what happens as time goes on. So those that are watching and patiently waiting, thank you for your patience. We're just waiting for the drivers to set their strategy, and we're just waiting to find out, obviously, the result of what's going on. Obviously, a big shout out to everyone in the comments. Obviously, Dragon, he's about today. I've seen Wee Rabby, he's popped up as well today, FL. Atom's popped up as well to say hello. So we've got a few of boys that we know. Yeah, big massive shout out to the boys in the chat. Obviously, the boss man himself, Nathan, he's popped up in the chat once or twice. Tango's popped up, obviously, but he claimed that he doesn't really like this track. But it's one of those. I hated it when it first came out. I could not stand it, and now the more I've played it, I've just fell in love with it more and more as each game's come out. Like, I didn't rate it in F1 2021, but F1 2022 I fell in love with it.
2021, no. Round here, I wish I had my wheel on 2021, I can't lie.
Don't wrong, I like Formula 1 2021, one of the best games they've done in a long time, but it's I didn't like this track in F1 2021. I liked it in F1 2022. That's when I started to love it, and I've just fallen in love with it in
I've always
this
loved
game.
This.
Cal Paradox has left the session. I've just received words from the stewards that we are going to be having a restart. So we're literally just waiting for another invite, and then we will go from there. So those that are in the chat, don't go anywhere. We're just going to get everything sorted, and we can have some facts with AFL. AFL, what facts have you got for me about this track in particular?
There's only been 3 races around here. I believe one by Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, and I think Checo has won around here once as well. So there have been 3 race winners. Hopefully I've got that right. That's off the top of my head. One of the fastest street circuits as well. Is it a street circuit?
It is a street circuit, yeah.
It is a street circuit, yeah. But I believe Vegas is now quicker. The average is now the quickest average speed lap. But yeah, Jeddah, lovely track. Obviously, we had that great fight between. Well, I wouldn't say great fight, but controversial race between Verstappen and Hamilton in 2021. But let's be honest, which race in 2021 wasn't controversial?
I wasn't.
No, let's not start this.
Hang on. We agreed off camera.
No, we didn't agree. We agreed that you wouldn't say anything. I can say stuff.
Oh, so you can talk about it, but I'm not allowed to this season.
Because I'm not giving myself PTSD by talking about it. I'm just talking. Whereas when you talk about it, it gives me PTSD. So I can talk about 2021, you can't, and that's the deal.
Oh, right.
That's what I heard it here first. But yeah, that race between Max and Lewis in 2021 with obviously.
Just to clarify, is it just that one race that I'm not allowed to talk about? Because that's the one that I was constantly
talking about. The whole season. Oh, so I
can't mention Silverstone 2021. Can't mention Monza. Can't mention Monza 2021. Can't mention Jeddah 2021. You know, where they collide with each other 3 times. I'm not allowed to mention that.
If you let me get to that, that's what I was about to get to.
Oh dear.
But no, it was a great race round here. Then I think, to be fair, Jeddah is a good track for racing in terms of just the speed and the fact that the walls are so close and it's been so fast. Like literally, it's one error and you're gone.
It is. That is literally
as I found on Monday, as I found earlier on. But no, it's a great track. Love it, and especially it being a night race as well.
Yeah,
just adds that added sort of glitz and glamour to it. Be interesting to see what it's like to race Jeddah in the day.
Obviously, if you do your time trial, it automatically defaults it to the day. I don't imagine softs would last very long in Saudi Arabia in the day. I wouldn't even advise going out on softs if it's during the day. What we'll do is, just to give people a little bit of a look at home for those that are watching, going, Rob and AFL, what's the calendar this season? Well, obviously we're starting in Jeddah, and then next week we move over to Hungary. After that is a track where I think me and you have got a bit of memories of, is France. Then it's a track that I'm not particularly... It's 2 tracks in a row that I'm not fond of. The first being Mexico. I'm not a fan of it on the wheel. And then after that, it's Austin. And you know I'm not a fan of Austin.
Oh, here we go. You're going to talk about the S's, aren't you?
No, I'll wait for that until that round, mate. Then we've got...
You're on the wheel now, remember. You're on the
yeah,
wheel.
To be fair, it could be different.
Might be better for you.
I mean, I took the S's quite well in Saudi, to be fair. You know, the little bit of the S section in Sector 1. It felt a lot more comfortable on wheel. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. Then we've got a 2-week break because it's Christmas and New Year. And I don't think a lot of us will be allowed to drive legally. Then we move over to Vegas in the new year, which is a track I really can't wait. Then we're to my favourite circuit of all time, which is Portugal. Monza, Singapore, Spa, Zandvoort, and then to wrap things up in Bahrain. That is the Season 10 calendar. It's a very, very interesting calendar, which means that probably in Season 11, if CRL gets renewed for Season 11, we're probably heading over to Monaco.
Yeah, so we start off with a night race tonight, and we finish in Bahrain with a night race as well, which is good. Perfect end to the season.
Exactly. I believe everybody is back in now. I believe the stewards are just getting the grids resorted, because word from the paddock is that the 5 grid place penalty that Farrell did receive was null and void. So I believe his positions have been reinstated. So it should be P16 that Farrell should be starting from. But we'll find out when we get back in. I believe the Tier 1 boys are kicking off, or have kicked off. Let's have a quick look on the channel, shall we? Let's see what stage they are in their race. They've just started their qualifying session, so if you fancy going to watch the Tier 1 boys, you can. Or, if you want to stay and watch the GOATed boys, and stick around with me and AFL for a bit, you know what to do. But obviously go show the Tier 1 boys some love as well. Obviously they are the top dogs. Right, AFL, I do believe we are getting ready to get back underway. I just want to remind any of the drivers that are listening to the stream at the same time, remember your setups, people. So your setups will have reset upon going back into the lobby. So please, please, please remember your setups. I think we've all been stung by it once or twice before. When you when you have to manually redo the lobby, and you go, oh, well, we're back in. Oh, I forgot my setup. I know I've certainly done that, AFL. I don't know if you've been a victim of that once or twice before.
I have not, but never say never.
No, exactly, never say never. What we thinking, AFL? Who do we think is going to take the first win tonight? Who's your prediction for tonight's race? Who's you predicted is your race winner?
I am not going to predict anything, mate. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy.
Is that so you can't be accused of commentator's curse post-race?
Yes, because my commentator's curse is dreadful.
To be fair, your commentator's curse, if you mention anything, normally something does happen, to be fair. It happens over, obviously, at SRL every now and then. Let's not bring that over to CRL.
Yeah, I'll try not to.
So, obviously, people, the ones that are obviously watching, remember, do remember your setups. The last thing we want is you going, I ain't got my setup. Because the moment the formation lap's gone, that's it. You're on your own. I don't think any of us fancy restarting the lobby a second time. I know I certainly don't. There was a race once where I had to reset it 3 times.
Oh, that was one of your league. That was SRL, wasn't it?
It was Portugal.
Yeah, Saturday night, I remember that one.
Yeah, so for those that are wondering, going, what are you two on about? Me and AFL comes over SRL, which is a cross-play league, on Saturday evenings. And there was one race in particular where we had to reset the lobby 3 times. It was...
Yeah. I wasn't particularly fond of that evening, I can't lie.
No, I think we were done by about, what, lap 12? I don't think we were... I think it took 45 minutes to get the race underway, let's face it. And I think by that point, me and AFL were just like, nah, it's Saturday night. We've had enough. We want to crack on.
You could hear the enthusiasm sort of just dying in our voices after lap 12. It was just, it was dreadful. But we got through it in the end.
We did.
That's the main thing.
We did. But that's a different league. That's not this league. This league, there's always moments and there's always good race adequate. I mean, as always. I mean, obviously, you get the one bad egg. I mean, let's not mention any names. Ones that got a season ban last season. Should be good. Should be good. Big shout out to the people that are in the chat and they're sat there listening to us ramble on AFL and they're going, when are these boys going to get underway racing? They'll be getting underway very shortly. You just have to listen to me and AFL ramble on just that little bit.
Yeah, we're literally just waffling now.
We are, yeah. We're just we've ran out of things to say. I don't know if anyone's caught on to this yet. We're now just making things up. Here we go. AFL, the formation lap is underway. And I tell you what, I've missed the formation lap. Because it allows me to get everything I need up on screen and we can just look at everything AFL. So the majority of the grid have gone for mediums. We've got Tango in the Aston Martin. He's the lone driver on hards. Interesting strategy call. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers on softs, which is Shoe, McConey, 4-star, and Vapor. Everybody else on the grid has gone for mediums. To be fair, mediums is what I started off on Monday evening. I think you did as well, if I remember correctly, right?
Started on hards.
You started on the hards? I thought you started on
I started on hards, mate. No, I started on hards and was going as long as possible. I mean, the hards take a while to warm up, and once you do get them into temperature around here, you can really push on them. The guys started on the soft, so Shoe and 4-star especially looking to make some inroads, and McConey as well looking to get some positions early on, and that might be able to dictate their race where they can sort of get the early position and then maybe just try and extend their stint and see if they can stay with these medium runners.
The only problem I've got with softs, obviously early on, is if there is that early safety car, them softs are going to die quite quickly. That's the only thing I've got against the softs on this track. To me,
it allows you to extend it though. If you get a safety car, an early safety car, you extend.
Yeah, you can extend it.
Softs in,
yeah, it all depends how well you've looked after them. Let's face it. If you haven't looked after them, then it could potentially not be a good idea. But it obviously all depends on setup as well and looking after tyres. But I tell you what, Williams and McLaren have got good opportunities here to score big points in round 1. Mercedes also and AlphaTauri both. So obviously points are awarded down to P12 in CRL, and AlphaTauri, Mercedes, McLaren and Williams all have both of their drivers in the starting 12. So big opportunity for points early on. However, there is so many big names on this grid. I really cannot rate how this story is going to go. But this is the first chapter of 12 chapters. It's going to be an epic book to write and watch. So let's get underway in Saudi Arabia. The drivers are now taking their spots on the grid. And for the first time in CRL Season 10, it is 5 lights out. It's 5 lights out, and away we go for Season 10 in Tier 2 CRL. DeWill off with a fantastic start. He's keeping the lead. Is Carl going to lose position? No. And someone's gone straight away. D-Mort is out of the Grand Prix straight away. He's gone. And a very sad-looking Alpine on turn 1. And it is, I think it's a VSC.
It's like deja vu, mate. Exactly like what happened with us. Exactly the same. They literally made it through turn 1 and then they had a VSC.
Oh, my heart for D-Morts really goes out to him.
Well, actually, I just saw debris everywhere. I didn't actually see what happened.
All I know is that at the very... I saw him plummet down. I don't know what happened. I think someone must have pulled into him and took his wheel off. But at the very end, there was just a very sad-looking Alpine with one wheel missing, sat in the middle of the track. But we are back
racing now. Yeah,
we are back on the way with green flag conditions. DeWill keeps obviously P1. P2 is Carl. P3 is Shu, who's made it up. Harry Palmer will be over the moon. He's made it up to P4, so he's gone up a couple of positions. McConey's also benefited from it as well. He's now P6. Wardaddy P7, 3-4, P8. Let's go take a look. Instead of just looking at the tyre now, we can look at the position change. Top 3 have not made any budges whatsoever. Harry Palmer's up 1, Ennis down 1, McConey up 1, Wardaddy down 1, 4-star up 2, 3-4 has held position in P9, Strauss up 1, Nosey P2. DeWill sets the fastest lap so far. Obviously, we're running 1 lap in. That's the time to beat with a 1 minute 43, pretty much flat.
Carl takes the lead into the first corner.
Oh, look at that.
Great move around the outside, yeah.
Into the
It should settle down. Yeah.
Obviously, it all comes down to setups. That's what it's going to come down to in this track. My heart really does go out. D-Morts. Not how you want to start the first race of the season. Let's face it. See if we can find a little bit of a battle going on somewhere, shall we? I believe the battle for P2 is pretty much now alive between Duil and Shu and Harry Palmer. They're all trying to keep it up as best as they can. Is your times on your interval being a bit funny?
Let's have a look.
Because on my interval, it's got Shu as minus 1:31, 1 minute 31.
Yeah, I was running with the intervals, but yeah. Yeah, it says minus 1 minute 31.9.
It's the same when I change it to the leader as well. We've got a bit of a...
No, my leader is correct.
Ah, there we go. I think it has now rectified itself, and it has. It has
yes,
now
it has, yeah.
fixed itself. Obviously, fastest start's being traded places left, right and centre at the moment.
The wheel's dropping a little bit. He's dropped from P1 to P3 in the first the 2 laps of racing that we've had. Hopefully he's not struggling. And he can show that pace that he did to actually get pole position.
Ooh.
He's in the Haas and he's running that beautiful Kevin Magnussen helmet as well. Which is just released by EA, which is great. Yeah.
It is a lovely, lovely helmet. Obviously, that's the Vegas helmet that's been released. I think that's the reason why he shoved it on. He's in the Haas, why wouldn't you shove it on?
Exactly.
To be fair, if I'd been in the Ferrari this season, I would have put the Ferrari helmet that Carlos Sainz released up for this season. That would have been my helmet this season. There's a couple of helmets I wish that they would have released in this season.
I wish they released more. We have a spinner at the back, and that's Jets. Or he's going slowly, but he's back up now. Green flag racing now.
Slight contact between Duil and Harry Palmer. Harry's weaving a little bit there, sort of catching Ennis up in that. Nothing too illegal, but shouldn't be really weaving as much as he did. But yeah, there is a lot of helmets I wish they released. Like, I wish they released the Google Chrome helmet that Lando sported in Silverstone this season. I'd love to have had that helmet, along with the Chrome McLaren livery as well.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
But we've only had one retirement. We are 4 laps in. It's in a VSC. It's been nothing else too major AFL. It's pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean. Obviously, it's going to be a massive DRS train, as expected around here. So the guys at the front and the back will have to do a lot of ERS management, and the guys in the middle or behind will be licking their lips at the fact that they can save a bit of ERS, save a bit of fuel, and still go quicker, as they'll be in the DRS train.
Well, there's a bit of a battle going on between the 2 soft runners with 4-star McConey. 4-star at the start of this lap got past McConey quite easy, and he's looking to potentially go off into the sunset, but hopefully McConey can keep up. Elsewhere, further down the pack, Freefall is trying to make the move on War Daddy, rocking that Las Vegas livery themed Ferrari, and does so and is round. And it was a beautiful overtake from the Ferrari driver, who makes himself up now to P8. Elsewhere, further down the pack, it seems that the Red Bull of Farrell and Vapor are currently having a bit of a battle. Farrell's now made himself back up to P5. Knowlesy's made it around War Daddy as well and takes P9, so I wonder if that McLaren driver is struggling. War Daddy taking back the position on the starting straight, and I believe it is going to be a bit of a DRS battle here. It's very close racing, but War Daddy doesn't benefit. War Daddy doesn't get any DRS assistance there at all, AFL. The Williams drivers are now back up to P3 and P4, with Shu getting round Harry Palmer. There's battles and overtakes left, right and centre, mate.
Yeah, this is what we like to see. I mean, the battle for P3 is hotting up.
Oh,
and we have a yellow flag. Yes,
I believe it's the Shadow.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, he's gone off. The other Alpine driver, his teammate, obviously already out of the Grand Prix. Ryan Reynolds wouldn't be a bit happy. Tell you, that's speaking of Ryan Reynolds, that's one helmet that I hope really does come into the game. Esteban Ocon's Deadpool helmet.
Yes, I did see that. That was quite good.
I wonder if we're going to see any decent helmets this week as well. Because obviously, this week we go over to Abu Dhabi for the final race of the season as Ennis moves up to P2. Getting up around 2 positions there. Double overtake, nicely done from the Williams driver. I can imagine deep down AFL that that's he's going to be sitting there going, ooh, that's quite nice. Because that's your team obviously sitting there. Obviously, without sounding biased at all, mate, obviously you can't, but must fill you with a bit of a...
Yeah, we may have a move into time right now. Ennis is in DRS. Has he got enough speed? Because he has cooked a lot of DRS, now he hasn't. And he just... oh, there's a bit of contact there. Oh.
Yeah, I was on board with that. Could be one for the stewards to look at post-race. They had a very busy evening on Monday. Obviously, they had the Tier 3, the Tier 4, and new for this season, a little mini-season which is going off at the same time. You can catch the Realistic League on a Sunday evening at 8 PM. 6 rounds of realistic racing, quite literally 100% race distance. We have another yellow flag further down the pack in... I believe that's for War Daddy. War Daddy's dropped all the way down to P18. I wonder if he's got any damage. Doesn't look it. I think he may have just had a slight spin. Another yellow flag elsewhere as well. This time it's for a Red Bull. It's for my team AFL. It's Jet.
Oh, it's a bit unfortunate, I think. But doesn't look like he's got any damage. Hopefully he doesn't.
No, they're getting away with it. I think they're having slight contacts with the carbs or the wall, and they're living to tell the tale. These walls aren't forgiving in Jeddah. Bit of a nice battle going on that I've jumped on board here with Cold Paradox and Hopsy and Mako. Tell you what, a lovely DRS train we're going to have here, mate. Cold Paradox looking to send it down the inside. It's clean. It's clean racing. It's what we like to see. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff, boys. Putting on a show for the people at home. Putting on a show for me and AFL. Now we're on board. Oh no! Carl's gone! Oh, that was a big crash! Carl's out!
I've got 2. I'm sure there was 2 in the wall.
I think 3-4 was the other one, and he's... And that is a safety car. Oh, when I say these walls aren't forgiving AFL.
Commentator's curse. I'm glad you said it, not me.
It was me that's made the first one of the season, mate. I'll take that one this season.
Not sure what happened there, but it looked like carnage.
I think there was slight contact between Carl and 3-4. I'm not certain, so I'm not going to say it was the definite 3-4. I think what's happened is Carl's wheel locked up with another driver, and Carl then got flung into a wall. Because of how close this circuit is, the car wasn't going to survive at its speed. It just wasn't. But the big thing is now, the soft drivers are probably going to have to come in. The medium drivers can look to extend that stint on the mediums. So, but I'll tell you what though, Ennis and DeWill, I believe they're both coming in. Ennis has, and so is DeWill. Let's see what tyres they go for. 4-star has also come in. Shoes coming in. 3-4's coming in to serve that 5-second penalty he's picked up. Nolesy's in. Everyone's coming in.
I think you can take a set of hard tyres now to the end.
I think that's what a lot of these drivers are going to do. Hard, medium, hard. There's a lot of double stacking going on. Everyone is in, mate. Every single driver has come in.
And Tango is literally doing what I did. I just stayed out. And he's going to be leading the race. Currently it's an Aston Martin 1-2 with the safety car.
Well, Tango's the only driver to obviously start on the hard tyres. I think he was anticipating that early safety car, hence the hard, and he has been the one to benefit from this most of all. Unfortunately, I did notice while we were talking about your 1-2, I do believe that Vapor picked up a 5-second penalty. Just going to find it. Penalties. Yeah, he's currently on 8 seconds worth of penalties. He picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple track infringements during that kerfuffle between Carl and someone. And then he picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So, going from bad for worse. Alpine probably around to forget for season 10, their first round in Tier 2. But, like I said earlier, it's a 12-chapter story. This is only chapter 1. Still a long way between here and the title. And this is round 1, basically makes it anyone's game.
Literally.
Yeah, it does. It is literally round. Just having a look in the paddock chat. Obviously, let's take a look to see if any of the boys are talking at all, shall we? Right then.
Harry lost the rear and guy behind went into him.
According to Mort, Harry Palmer lost the rear and the guy behind went into him. Now, was Carl behind Harry at the time? Does that ring a bell, AFL?
No, it doesn't. I did see a McLaren somewhere along the lines of that, but literally caught it last minute. I think we were on board with someone, and we just saw the carnage. We just drove past it, so we didn't see fully what had happened.
Yeah, there has been a couple of bits and pieces which apparently has happened. I'm just looking at the paddock chat at the moment. Obviously, a couple of drivers have said Harry has been a little bit dumb at some point, so I think Harry has been involved in a bit of an incident, but we're not the stewards. I mean, I am a steward, but we'll leave it up to the stewards meeting. But anything like that's happened. Obviously, anyone that is racing, you can report any incidences that you are involved in to the stewards. They'll try and lay down the law where necessary. Big thank you to everyone that is still watching the first race of the season for Tier 2, Season 10. Starting off in Jeddah. Well, quite a few of the Tier 4 boys popping to say hello. Atom's popping to say hello. He says, he can't wait to be sat here listening to us AFL for the foreseeable, because unfortunately Atom has picked up a wrist injury. So he won't be racing at all for the next 6 weeks in any way.
Yeah, shout out to Atom in the chat. Speedy recovery, mate. Obviously, can't wait for you to get back and back in on the wheel. But yeah, look after yourself, and we'll try and do as best as we can on the comms for you, mate. But yeah, appreciate the comment.
Yeah, we'll try and put on a good show for you where we can. Obviously, me and AFL now been doing comms together for a while, and you think our comms duo started all the way back when in Imola, mate, when it was 100% charity race.
Yeah, for the charity stream, yeah.
Safety car is in this lap AFL, so Tango will take control of the pack. Now, he's either going to go extremely quick, or he's going to go extremely slow. I wonder what strat he's going to go for. Is he going to catch any driver sleeping at all?
Yeah, and we got to remember, my safety car rule is now in effect, so no overtaking before the start finish line. So hopefully the guys are aware of that tonight.
Well,
but he's gone very early.
He has gone, yeah, he's early.
Very early.
Under racing on lap 10.
Yeah, he got it spot on.
Well, the thing is, the rulebook has been updated on the CRL server, so the drivers should have had a quick glance through it before we start the season, so they should be aware of all the rules. I know I definitely did. But yeah, we are underway with lap 10. Tango looking to try and get away from Ennis as fast as possible. The will be looking to try and get past the two hard runners with that fresh set of mediums.
Yeah.
I believe a lot of these boys have gone. Some of the medium runners have gone from medium, have gone to a new set of mediums. So are they anticipating another?
That is a beautiful move there by Ennis around the outside of the bank turn there.
It was a lovely overtake.
He's looking like a man on a mission there on those brand new hards. And fair play to Tango. He didn't make it too hard for him. Kept it firm and fair. So yeah, good racing from the pair of them, and Ennis now looking to see if he can stretch his legs and get away from Tango, the Will, and his teammate Shu. And let's see what happens here. I think this is now where the race gets interesting.
I'm on board with Duwil at the moment. I've got a feeling he's going to get the overtake done on the outside as we go into the final corner.
Yeah, he should get it done easy. And I believe Shu is just there lurking as well.
Shu is
he going to go around the outside? Turn 23, I believe it is.
Well, he's using his overtake to try and get past the Aston Martin driver, and he has.
He's got it.
Tango
going to make a move down here, so no, he doesn't. He backs out.
I don't think during that safety car those hards were warm enough, and I think that's what's costing these positions. Tango go down to P4. Still a long way to go though. I reckon he can potentially, if there's no more safety cars, get those tires warmed back up. Late game sauce quite easily. Nosey making the move around Tango as well again, back up to P4.
Yeah, and he's just kicked the wall a little bit, Tango as well. So the car's currently not in a good place for him, but again, any safety cars coming out, and he should be pitting. I'd take a
the AlphaTauri of Cole Paradox. Sorry to interrupt there, mate. He's done it as well. Good. And here comes the Mercedes of Marconi as well. Yeah. He'll be looking to get. It's just going down
they're all waiting.
And down. We got a yellow flag. Legends out of the Grand Prix and another safety car.
Right, what does Tango do now? Does he stay out? I think he should pit now. He's seen.
That was on the chicane, mate. The nice chicane. Free falls down to P17 as well.
Is he pitting? Yes, he is. Yeah, good idea from Tango now. Obviously, he's going to lose half the time that he would lose if there was no safety car. Pop on a set of mediums and take it to the end. If I was him, mediums can easily last.
War Daddy, free fall. There's quite a lot of drivers that are coming in. To be fair,
set of mediums for Tango.
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised Shadow didn't decide to come in and pit to get rid of that 5-second penalty.
Might as well set mediums, but yeah. Free fall come back out on a set of hards, which is interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if he's looking to maybe take these tyres to the very end. I
think everybody that's pit now will take these tyres to the end. Easy, 2 laps. Yeah, 2 laps under the safety car.
Sorry, I'm just admiring that Ferrari livery.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
And I'm really gutted that I'm not in that car this season. Ah, dear. See, I had a feeling that Ferrari livery was going to come to the game, but I was expecting it to be a multiplayer livery. I wasn't expecting it to be a in-game one for oh well. I'm surprised. Tell you what, though, I am surprised that they didn't include the Las Vegas Red Bull livery.
But to be fair, Red Bull have had they had the Miami livery, didn't they?
They've got a lot of liveries, haven't they? They've got the MaxVerstappen.com one. They've got the Miami one. There's another one as well. And then they're like 3 Red Bull liveries during the game at the minute. Because Red Bull have got 2 or 3. I know McLaren's got 2. They've got 2 multiplayer ones, haven't they? Because they've got the Triple Crown livery, and they've got the orange and pink one. That's in the game as well, isn't it? Alpine's got their pink one. Williams obviously got their Great British 800 one. So that's why I'm just surprised they haven't done that, you know. Obviously, there was a period in the game, weren't there, where we obviously had to go to multiplayer cars, and obviously a few of them were obviously included to do that. So I'm surprised that they haven't tried to get that. So each team had a different livery. Then again, Mercedes hasn't ran a special livery this season, have they?
No. I mean, they don't deserve to, but we won't get into that.
Oh, the car is awful, mate. No disrespect to Mercedes, but don't get me wrong, the W15 is 14 still an improvement over the 13, but it's because they went with the side pods too late into the season. By that point, the damage was done.
Hopefully the W15 is a better car.
Well, Total Wolff says that the car is going to take the battle to Red Bull next season, aren't they? He's got
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, silly season started as well, mate. Obviously, earlier on in the news. Obviously, I don't know if you saw it because I've actually watched where this has come from. So, obviously, today Lewis was interviewed about.
Yeah, it's come from the Daily Mail.
It's just come from there as well. I'll tell you where it's come from. It's come from a league of their own.
Oh.
I watched the episode the other day because I've just got my new telly and it was on recommended. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a watch because Christian Horner, I'm a fan of Christian Horner because I'm not. He's got one of them faces you just want to hit. But I thought, you know what, bit of F1 related content, I'll put it on. See, give it a watch. And Horner says during the interview, during the show, Lewis actually approached us asking for a seat. And then it's just sort of escalated from there. So it's like, I don't want to believe that it's true, because I don't think Lewis would do that personally. I mean, he wants to become a Mercedes ambassador, doesn't he? But we'll talk more about that later. Safety car is in this lap. I'm pretty sure we've got 12 rounds of debating who's going to be where. Although, speaking of which, AlphaTauri's getting a rebrand as well, aren't they? So next game, we've technically a different team on the grid. Racing Bulls is what apparently they're being called. But Ennis will be taking us underway. I believe he's going to take it all the way to the line. Look, he's bunching them all together, AFL. 17 cars left on the grid as we get underway with another restart in today's session. Off we go again. It's trying to be a Williams 1-2 at this point, mate. I bet you're loving life.
I am. I wish I could have contributed to some points. But alas, these guys, it's their time tonight, so hopefully they've got a good show. As does everybody tonight. I hope everybody does a good job. And it just seems, and I don't want to put any curse on him on commentators curse or anything like that, but he just seems at one with the car in race trim.
Yeah.
He's been making moves all race in terms of just getting in front of people, and he's just pulled out a gap now on the wheel. The wheel being on, I would say, better tyres as well. So yeah, let's see what happens, because we've got Shu right on the wheel's gearbox, so that could be interesting later on in the lap, possibly.
100%. I'm just watching this battle for P2 at the moment between Duwil and Shears, who we're on board with at the moment. A big thank you to the 18 people that are currently watching. Obviously, we've got a massive battle going on. You joined us as we're just underway from a safety car restart, and the battle for P2 really is heating up between these two drivers. If Shu can get round the Haas of Duwil, it will be a Williams 1-2. Can the duo of Ennis and Shu make Williams great again? Obviously, back in the 90s, Williams was
making a move down the inside. Shu, now he backs out.
DeWill's there. He's waiting. He's
not having any of it, DeWill, and that's good. That's what we like to see. He's not going to just wave him through. If Shu is going to get past, he's going to have to earn it tonight.
Further on down the pack, it looks like 4-star and Harry Palmer are both having a bit of a battle as well. We're just going to quickly jump on board with them and see where this goes. It's the battle for P8. Harry being involved in one collision earlier on, apparently. We weren't on board to see it. Maybe we'll see it after the race. Maybe it'll get reported and maybe we can take a look then. Or Daddy picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. I'll tell you what, this battle for P8 is really heating up. The Tier 4 champion looking to be making his mark in Tier 2. Good little mid-pack battle going on at the moment from the Aston Martin all the way down, by the looks of it, to the Ferraris right at the very back. War Daddy tailing there at the end, but there's a nice little back paddle going on as we speak. Currently, the Mercedes is currently sitting as P6, P7. They'll be working to keep each other out of trouble. They're both on opposite tyres, so I can only imagine they're playing the team game this evening. I think. Ooh, I think we had a tiny bit of a tank slapper there, because tell you what, Tango's night's gone from bad to worse. He's coming in. He's coming into pit, mate.
Oh, what's happened there? What happened
I
with
don't
Tango?
know. I saw an Aston Martin going slow. I don't know if he's got damage or not. I'm just on board with him now.
Yeah, he's coming into pits.
I think there's no wing change by the looks of it. He's changing his tyres.
Oh.
Maybe he
Strange one, isn't it?
Maybe he just thought the mediums were dying off. Maybe. Meanwhile, we're back on board with the battle for P2. Ennis is currently in a league of his own. He's currently sitting P1 at the moment. Duwell is currently P2, but he's got the likes of Shu and Nosey both coming up to try and catch up with him.
Yeah, there's battle for P2, so like we got Nosey P4, Cole Paradox P5, McConey P6, and Shouts P7. All quite close to each other. So yeah, this battle for the podium is not over yet.
It's definitely not. I'll tell you who I have jumped back on board with again. I've jumped back on board with the battle between 4-star and Harry Palmer.
Yeah, Harry Palmer and DRS now. Coming to the last turn.
And
he does get there before.
Clean
will 4-star
and
get the
easy.
DRS back?
He has got the DRS back.
4-star will get the DRS, but has he got enough ERS to get past Harry? Oh, he's closing. Is he going to make a move? No, he doesn't.
No, he backs out. Probably going to wait for that nice second part of the set, probably the sector 2 battle, because going for overtakes in this section that they're at the moment if you can pull it off, fair play. Form false move and you'll do a car and you'll be in the wall. Jumping on board with Farrell. Farrell obviously had that grid place penalty, but it was recorded by the stewards, hence why this race is running a little bit later than normal. He's currently sitting P10. The lone Alpine, he's currently P11, and Hobson is P12. Nice little back battle still going on. You got IR2 Jet, he is about. Harry Palmer and 4-star. That was a bit of a corner cut there from Jet. I don't know if he just came off or a little bit naughty.
Interesting, we did miss the move by Shu on the wheel. It's now Williams 1-2.
Looking to make Williams great again. Now the question is, in Shu's position, is he going to now try and go for the win, or is he going to play the team game and go, you know what, we're potentially going to get maximum points here at the moment, I'm just going to now defend and keep these guys off of you? Because it is early days
Not
at this
too
point.
sure. I mean, if only we could go to James Vowles on the pit lane and ask him what he'd want right now. But no, I think it's race 1, and these guys are in it to win it. So I think Shu is now pushing for the win. Whether he can catch Ennis is another question. And remember, Ennis can sort of push a bit more as he's on the harder tyre, more durable tyre. Shu being on the medium tyre, which should get to the end anyway. We've only got it's in the pit lane.
Yeah,
it's in the pit lane. It's okay. So yeah, let's see what happens now. But yeah, it's looking good for Williams. But anything can happen in this sport, as you know, and especially.
That's the tier 4 champ out.
Oh gosh.
And it's a safety car.
Oh god. Here we go. I believe everybody will be coming in for softs now.
Yes, they will 100% be coming. I bet the Williams drivers are sat there. I bet over the team radio, James Vowles will be speaking to his drivers going, boys, calm down, it's okay. You've got this. So
Shu should back up a little bit, not too much, because you would get a penalty for that if they're going to double stack, which I believe Ennis is coming in.
Yeah, Ennis is in.
I think they're all coming in. Yeah, they're all coming in. They all
Everyone's
know.
in. They know the plan. But is anyone going to stay out? Yes! Farrell's
Who stayed
staying out. The Red Bull of
Fair
Farrell is
play.
staying out. I believe it's the only driver to stay out. Everybody else is in. Now normally
Yeah,
at this point, if we were Crofty, we'd go live to Christian Horner on the pit wall, and we'll speak to him. And well, if Christian Horner was here with us, he'd probably say, "Oh well, my ego's quite big, and I just told him to stay out. I thought, you know what, we're in a Red Bull, so we could probably win it."
Are you trying to do a Christian Horner accent?
It was a really bad Christian Horner accent.
Dreadful.
It was really bad. I'll tell you what, I'll work on it each round, shall I? That'll be my thing this season, is the Christian Horner accent. I think my Gunter Steiner is a lot better than Christian Horner, if I'm honest.
Please don't do that.
No. I do like my Gunter Steiner. I'll tell you who I do like watching on TikTok. I don't know if you've heard like Conor Monroe. He does a lot of F1 impressions. I don't know if you've seen him. If you haven't, I'd give it a search on TikTok. Conor Monroe. His impressions are really. His Max impression is spot on. Although evil Daniel Ricciardo has cheered me up on many occasions.
1 minute, mate. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, for those that are wondering, going, Rob, I think you've lost the plot a little bit. I'm genuinely not. The man at the start of the season, obviously, when Nick DeVries was racing for AlphaTauri, and obviously Ricciardo was the reserve driver for Red Bull. He made it as if Danny Ricciardo was deliberately trying to kill Sergio Perez. Can't remember the full story, but it was actually quite funny, to be fair. If you haven't, honestly, I can't describe it enough for how funny his videos actually are, and his impressions are really good. His Gunter Steiner is brilliant as well. And then there's the awkward love relationship between Lewis Hamilton and George Russell that he's got going on, where Lewis could never remember George's name.
No, I need to understand what's going through Farrell's head at the moment.
Basically, I'm going to try and get as many points as possible, and I'm going to do it on these medium tyres that are 8 laps old, and I hope they're the equivalent of these new softs. I think that's what's the thought press. I'll tell you what, I'm actually messaging the Red Bull constructors chat, and I've literally messaged saying at Farrell, fair play.
Gene, I've spent all the ****kin money, all
We'll
50
probably be
bucks
back
low.
racing at the end of this lap.
We will be back racing at the end of this lap for definite. I've got Atom in the comments AFL quoting one of Conor Monroe's latest videos. Obviously, he's done a Las Vegas special where Gunter Steiner has spent all of Haas's budget in the casino. He's there trying to call Gene for more money, and Gene's not happy. Gene! Gene will be quite happy at the moment, and so will Gunter, because De Will is currently sitting P3 in that Haas. That pit stop, I'll tell you what, it has shaken up the grid a little bit, to be fair.
It's still looking good for Ennis, but he's still got De Will and Shu, and let's not discount Nosey, Cole Paradox, McConey, Vapor, 4-star Hobbs. Do you know what? All of them, anything can happen around this track. But the safety car is going to be in this lap, so Farrell will be setting the pace as we come down to the final corner, and I'll let you take it away as we get the restart.
Yeah, no problem. But it's going to be interesting. If Farrell's looked after them tyres, he could still be in with a good chance. You never know. This could be a core and a half that he's made. But against them fresh softs, he is going to struggle. But weird things have happened in cone racing, so let's get underway as he backs the pack up, and I believe he's now put his foot to the pedal, and we are going to get underway racing once again here in Saudi Arabia. If you're tuning in now with us, we have got 4 laps of racing. We've had yet another safety car. All the drivers bar one have come in for fresh softs. Can the Red Bull of Ariel Farrow hold on for 4 laps? That's the
Great
question.
move there by Shu around the outside of the wheel there. These Williams boys are going for it.
Yeah, they'll be looking to get round the Red Bull as quickly as possible. Ennis is literally glued to the Red Bull of Farrow. He is not moving. And I think he's making the move. And he has done.
That's a good move there. Very aggressive there by Ennis, but he's got the move now. And let's see if he can stretch his legs now and pull away.
Well, we're going to jump back on board with Shu, because Shu will be the next person to overtake that Red Bull. Now, very quick circuit, and everyone's on softs. One false move, and you know where you're going. And I believe that's it. Shu's now round. Oh, I think, yes, beautifully done. Nicely done. Farrell's going to lose another position here as well, I believe, to the Haas of Duwil. It's a very close battle, and I think the Alfa Romeo
as well.
Nosey's going to try and take it down the inside as well. Farrell is literally just dropping down the chain. Everyone's looking, even the baby bull of Cold Paradox is now going to be looking to make a move on the bigger bull.
To be fair, Farrell's gone back around the outside. He's tried to hold it, and it'll take the inside.
Oh, contact there. I don't think it was anything too malicious.
McConey's had an issue.
Oh, we've lost McConey. He's not out, but we've lost him. He's far down the pack, and he has got wing damage, AFL.
Yeah. Right end plate is damaged, unfortunately, for McConey. He was running strongly in the race this evening. And Freefall as well. Freefall's had a bit of an issue. He's dropped to P14.
Yeah, he was up to P12 on that restart. Vapor, the lone Alpine, getting round the Red Bull now. I mean, to be fair to Farrell, it was a ballsy decision. It's not paid off. But he took the risk. And if you don't take the risk, sometimes the risk can pay off, sometimes it can't. We've got a yellow flag further down again. I think this time, it's for War Daddy, which has caused that, but we are under green flag conditions yet again. Mazel's up to P11. Freefall will be looking to try and catch up and get himself back into the point as well.
Something we have missed, the Shu has picked up a 3-second penalty. So that could possibly affect.
That could affect
So
massively.
would there be team orders possibly here where Ennis will give Shu the lead and stay within the 3 seconds so they can guarantee the 1-2?
I don't know, I really don't know, because that would involve Ennis sacrificing the first win of the season. I get where you're coming from, because Ennis...
No, I mean, Ennis would still win, just not come across the line first, because Shu would get the penalty still.
Well, Ennis has just picked up the fastest lap as well, so as it stands...
he's not listening to us.
If that penalty wasn't there, it'd be maximum points for Williams in Tier 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a feeling that the team order is let them race.
Yeah.
3-second penalty, I believe, as it stands, would drop Shu down to P4, if my maths is right.
Yes, P4.
Would be P4, yeah.
As Vapor Shadow has a penalty in P5 as well. He's quietly gone along quite well, considering the first couple of laps incidents that they did have in the Alpine. Quietly going about it in P5. So yeah, good recovery drive from Vapor. I have to give him a shout out as well.
Yeah,
He's done a good job.
Speaking of which, earlier on, Freefall has now managed to get into the points, so it is a Ferrari 11-12 as it stands. It's a 1-2 of some kind. It just one says just a 1 in front of the other, 1 and 2.
Nosey, P3. Quietly been going about it, Nosey. Possibly could end up with a second place.
Possibly
Carries on with his
yeah.
pace.
All depends if
yeah.
Shu can get away or not. I believe he is catching on Shu as well. So I believe he is looking at provisional P2 as it stands. So deny the Williams the 1-2 to begin with. But I'll tell you what, though, who is looking to still be in with it, the Will is looking to get back on that podium with 2 laps left to go. Will he make any moves? So the battle for P3/P2 is very much alive at the moment. Strauss knows he's not got to make any major risks here against Vapor, because he knows pretty much at this point P5 is pretty much guaranteed. Obviously, if he can get a bit closer as well, maybe, just maybe, P4, depending if he can get close enough to Shu. We've seen 24 laps of racing today, AFL. Your driver of the day, who would you give it to?
This is me taking my bias hat off, but I'm going to say Ennis done everything he needed to do. He's got 1 lap to go. He's pretty much had it all his own way. He's had to battle a few times after safety car restarts and that, but for me, he's kept his nose clean, and yeah, for me, he's the driver of the day.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, for me, I'd personally have to go with Will. He's had an amazing race. He's kept his nose out of trouble. He's had fantastic battles on the track. And for wearing the Kevin Magnussen helmet, he is my driver of the day. We've got a yellow flag somewhere, and that's for one of the baby bulls. The only baby bull called Paradox is out of the Grand Prix. But because it is lap 25, no safety cars will be deployed. It's not going to be at this point, as Vapor picks up another 3-second penalty to add to his collection this evening. What was looking at potentially a Williams 1-2, I think is going to be a Williams 1-4. You said it yourself a moment ago, AFL. Ennis has led a fantastic race. He has been battling to be in P1. He's battled his way to the top, but Ennis has been quite comfortable on those safety car restarts. As he comes in, we've got another, that's Vapor out as well. What happened there?
Great drive by Nolly C.
Not too sure, but Ennis is coming across the line now. Fair play to him, great race.
I'm on
Williams,
board
even though it won't be a podium for the pair of them, they'll finish 1-2 on track.
And right at the very end, there's a wing flying around somewhere. Should have been a Williams 1-2. What could have been, unfortunately. So everyone's crossing the line now as we speak. I wonder if Vapor had a bit of a spin, or if he took himself out of that race.
Not too sure, mate. We're doing podium interviews?
Yes, 100%. Please get them in. Your in-game driver of the day goes to Ariel Farrow for that medium strat.
Let's just see what the podium was.
Ennis, Will, and Knowsley, I believe. Yeah, Ennis, Will, and Knowsley, buddy. So just to run through the grid, obviously, for what we had today. Ennis takes the first race of the season as his win, and it's a perfect, well, it's not a perfect weekend, but it is a perfect race. He walks away with the maximum amount of points that he can get this evening. Knowsley P2, Duwill P3, Shu P4, Strauss P5, 4-star P6, Hobbsy P7, Jet P8, 3-4 up to P9. That's where he started, actually. Mazzles P10, Barrel P11, War Daddy P12, McConey P13, Vapor P14, Cole Paradox P15, Harry Palmer P16, Tangle P17, Legend P18, Carl P19, D-Morts P20. So P14 all the way down to P20, not finishing the race this season. So I believe we have sent invites out to the podiums. We do have one of them in at the moment. We're just going to wait to see if the others do join. So just sent a message out to the remaining two to see if they come in, and then we'll go from there. AFL, your thoughts on the race today?
Actions from the first lap to the last lap.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, good battles all the way through. And yeah, really enjoyed that one. And if that's the start of the season, I'm expecting it to be even better. So great start to the season for guys that finished the race. Commiserations to the guys that didn't finish the race, but they have 11 more races to go. So looking forward to that.
100%. Right, unfortunately, Duwill still has no mic at the moment, but he's hoping to get one in the Black Friday sales tomorrow. So we're going to go straight to P2, and it's going to be Nosy that kicks us off with his interview. Amazing drive today, mate. Talk us through it.
I don't know what happened, to be fair. It's my first time being up this high, to be honest, in CRL anyway. So, no, it was just, it all sort of fell into place. Safety cars weren't at the right time, but I don't think they were at the right time for many people. So, yeah, it just played out in the end and worked out for me. So
it's always a hard track though, Saudi Arabia. One false move and, like you said, safety car, or you're in to change your wing, or multiple different reasons. Obviously you kept you cool, you stayed up on the podium. Obviously you got to witness the battle up front as well. Obviously you got pushed up to P2 as well, due to the fact of obviously the other Williams driver having a penalty. So yeah. But next week on the other hand, Nosy, we're heading over to Hungary. Is Hungary a better track for yourself, or?
No, completely the opposite.
Oh, right, okay.
This is probably for some reason I don't go too badly on street circuits, so this one was a good one to start on, put it that way. But hopefully I can at least score some points next week. But looking forward to it.
Well, it's a long battle, mate. That's round 1 of 12. You never know. Could be your season.
I hope so. I'll give it a try anyway.
That's what we like to hear. Nosy, always a pleasure. AFL, anything for our runner-up this evening?
No, just well done, Nosy. You had a quiet race, but it was very effective in the end. You kept your nose clean. So yeah, well done, mate, and hopefully you get that win soon.
Cheers, thank you very much.
We are going to move on to our race winner this evening. It is IRTNS. Well done on the race win, mate. I know AFL's over the move being one of your teammates. So, talk us through it, mate.
I mean, first of all, wow. But, I mean, I lagged out in quali, so I didn't get to do my last run. But thankfully, the lobby was restarted due to a different issue. It saved me, but yeah, the race was absolutely insane. Quick drivers everywhere, and I literally didn't lose focus for a single second. It's so difficult to keep it on Jeddah. There's walls literally everywhere, so close to you. I'm amazed myself I didn't hit a wall somehow, but what a race, man. I'm literally sweating.
Well, it is the first race of the season. That's the first win of the season, and you also walk away with the fastest lap. So the maximum amount of points that you could earn this evening, you have managed to bag it. It's a shame about your teammate. It did look to be a Williams 1-2 for a while, but unfortunately that late game penalty means you're not walking away with maximum team points this evening. Was there any team orders going on? Did you speak to him at all before?
I didn't, to be honest. Maybe I should in the future, but yeah, the 3 second was really, really disappointing. I saw it and I was like, no, it can't be. We were on track for a 1-2. Yeah.
Well, the way you both raced, I'm pretty sure there's going to be multiple opportunities for you boys to get a 1-2 again at some point this season. And like I said to Nosy a second ago, next week we do head over to Hungary. How do you feel about that track? Is that a love track, a hate track, or?
Well, first, Saudi was one of my best tracks, but Hungary might just be better for me. So I really, really like Hungary. I really enjoy it. I mean, I'm not trying to be like overconfident here or arrogant, but I feel like I'm really good in Hungary as well. So
is it your season then? Is this going to be the Ennis season? Are you aiming to get?
Let's hope. Man.
Well, that's one race down, mate. You got your first win, so you're right on track to being obviously looking. But it's early days yet, so. But
yeah.
You are our race winner this evening. You're the first race winner for Tier 2 Season 10. So if anyone's got the right to brag, it is yourself this evening. AFL, anything to add for your constructor teammate?
Well done, mate. Good point to the team. Hopefully it continues into the weeks ahead. And yeah, hopefully you can get the title, mate, as well. Good points for the team.
Well,
let's go.
I have got a message to pass on from Duwill. Ennis was class ahead, and GG, bit clutch, but he actually really enjoyed the race. He's still a bit rusty to the wheel, and he would just like me to say, and I quote, Harry is a fraud. So take with that as what you will, people. We're going to leave it there this evening. I've got a feeling we've got a lot of this to come, as is in the banter tier, or as I'm calling it this season, the goated tier, because there's a lot of good talent on this grid. AFL, have you got anything that you'd like to add before we sign off for the evening?
Mate, just a great race from everybody.
Amazing race. Big thank you to everyone that has tuned in this evening. A big thank you to everyone that's been in the comments, and a big thank you to the 20 drivers, and a big thank you to AFL for listening to me rambling on again, as he does twice a week, 3 times a week actually. He has to put up with me while we're racing, put up with me while we're here, and put up with me on a Saturday evening. He gets his spider ob dose quite regularly on a weekly basis. But that's all for this week. You'll see us at the same time next week, where we take this over to round 2 in Hungary.